I recently posted on Threads, yes, Threads, about how using my phone doesn't make me feel inspired, mainly because of just the quality of what it is. I mean, I've tried my best to, give the benefit of the doubt when it comes to iPhone photography, videography, but I might have a solution that might make me shoot a little bit more video with this little gadget. So I recently picked up this newer, whatever you want to call them, variable ND filter that I'm currently filming with to see if it's going to help out to do a little bit more videography. For me personally, I've been wanting to have maybe my phone to use for some behind the scenes stuff where I don't have to bring, two cameras, or if I want to bring, one camera for video and one camera for photos, I can use my phone for certain things. I'm currently shooting with the iPhone 14 Pro Max with the Blackmagic Design app, where I have it set up that it basically records my personal LUT into the video, so I don't have to do as much post-processing, so that, it can be a little bit nicer. You're getting to see a little bit of footage with it, and then I'm going to talk about the variable ND filter that I put onto it to get a more realistic look from my iPhone. So that was recorded with this little variable ND filter put onto my iPhone 14 Pro Max to use with the Blackmagic Design app, because I'm able to overlay my custom LUT onto the footage so that I can have the less post-processing, kind of style that I can do, so I don't have to do as much color grading for one, but two, so that the footage doesn't fall apart as much in post, like for editing. What did you guys think about, using it? I know it's not gonna, compare to my actual camera how I am right now, but, the quality difference in phones nowadays is just everybody's always raging about the new iPhone, the new this, new that, because it's so much better. Obviously, with the new iPhone 15, like with the 15 and the 16, they have the log, which is nicer to get away from that digital look, which is one of the reasons why I don't like shooting with my iPhone, especially the 14 Pro Max that I have, because it doesn't have log. And even if you try to use log within like a third-party app, it still looks too digital. And also because if you don't have this variable ND filter, which I got for $50, and it's my own money, they're not sponsoring this whatsoever, to test it out to see if we could add a little bit more realistic kind of look to the camera, especially with the motion blur and everything, to keep like the 180 shutter angle rule. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to see how it would look. So now, what did you think personally about the way that it was looking when I was sitting down? The reason why I'm having it set up about the same style is so that you can see, both images. Like right now, I'll be kind of talking whatever right now for the example's sake, but that way you can see a little bit how both look side to side. So you get an idea of basically using something like this with the Blackmagic Design app that is free to use, but then getting a variable ND kind of stuff, type of thing that you can just basically screw onto your iPhone, to your screen, or any phone, I guess, whatsoever, because it comes off like that, and then you just cover it up. So yeah, the cool thing about this little thing is that essentially you can also kind of get rid of it like as a magnetic thing. So you can just kind of put it back on and then just kind of lock it into it. So it makes it a little bit nicer to use if you're wanting to use more your phone for, phone photography and videography, if you want to add different types of filters. I just kind of went on Amazon and saw whatever I could find, so I'll link it in the description below if you want to get it as well. I've liked this so far. It's worked really great. Obviously, it's not as, easy to bring around with you just to have it around all times, but I just kind of bring this with me and put it together, and it's fine. It's not perfect. I know Moment just came out with their new iPhone cases for the 16, where you can actually have it as an actual case with a variable ND filter and a Cinebloom one style, so whichever one you want to go with. I wish they would do it for other models, but until I maybe upgrade eventually, maybe I'll get to use it like that, to use it more realistically that way. But it comes down to the main thing about this video is it really worth even using your phone if you're wanting to pursue, videography a little bit more professionally? I personally think that it is very good to use so that you have what's available to you to make it nicer, especially where it won't break the bank. Because the issue with most, cameras and everything, you are gonna have to have a little bit more of an initial investment into it. Even if you wanna go from the APS-C line of cameras to the full frame, it's gonna be more costly than, having your iPhone and then accessorize it a little bit, since you're already spending the money on the phone itself that does all the things things that you need to do. You know, we can roam on social media, you can use for texting, calling, and well, videography, photography style of things. So this is mainly to kind of show you a little bit more of what you can do. Is it going to be perfect? It is not. It's not going to be the best quality because it really depends on how good the lighting is when it comes down to using this phone and the variable ND filter style. For example, I went into basically trying to do a little bit more at sunset time, and it was okay. Was it perfect? No, it was not. Was it something that I would recommend doing all the time? Probably not. I mean, I try to make it work with how I wanted to. I think whenever it comes down to those kind of scenarios, I try to let the phone do its own thing and kind of set it into auto better, because I did that at the US Open. I tended to use basically at the US Open my phone just to be able to have a little bit of footage, because I was only able to bring one camera, and I wanted to have B-roll of me taking photos for the YouTube video that I was filming, testing out a lens. And that's the whole purpose of me wanting to try to dive into more with my phone videography. Not so much because I know it's going to replace my cameras, but it's basically just to aid the story of like for visuals. So if I need to have something quick and efficient, I can just pull out my phone with like maybe with a variable ND filter already on it, so I can take a little bit of video if I couldn't bring more gear with me. For example, next year, I'm probably going to be going to more tennis tournaments from like the ATP in the professional setting, and you're only allowed to bring certain amount of gear. Since I'm not going to have a media pass or anything, I want to limit myself to a certain degree in a good way to be able to use my phone and a camera, so that if I need to do a little bit of like kind of vlogging style or something of that sort, I'll have this with me, but as well have my actual camera that I can take photos and videos with, because I'll do kind of like what I did at the US Open. I used my A7C Mark II to do a hybrid setup for photo and video, and it worked out amazingly. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to kind of showcase a little bit. Yeah, because I mean, for me personally, I just don't feel inspiration from shooting with my phone and, you know, for photo or video. I've tried to, and I do it when I need to because I don't have anything else accessible to me. But as I was talking with other people on Threads, is they feel the same way. And I'm not saying that you have to be shooting with a camera to feel like a photographer, and some people, you know, are not photographers if they use their mobile phone or anything. It's just my personal preference. I mean, I don't feel inspiration seeing my phone because I don't see it as a device for creating art. I see it more like it's just there. It helps me document certain memories that I need to do kind of quick here and there. But 9 out of 10 times I've been doing where I genuinely just bring my sling bag like this with a camera, where I have something small and condensed set up to bring around with me to take photos, because I personally know that I want to do that instead of using my iPhone essentially. Now, can you get by with just using your phone? Like the good old saying that everybody likes to say on social media, myself included, gear does not matter. Of course, yeah, use what's available to you. Does it mean that you're gonna have the best photos and videos out there every time? Probably not. You might get a good nice shot here and there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But personally, I think you gotta use the gear that matters in the sense of inspiration, not necessarily be limited by the gear itself. You can't say, oh, I can't take a photo because I don't have a new Leica, you know, the Q3 43mm whatever crap that just came out. Or, I can't do this video because I don't have a Sony FX3. I only have an A6400, so now I can't do my filmmaking. You know, that's when people say gear does not matter, and myself included. Of course, gear will make your life easier, because it is making my life easier to make this video right now, better than using my phone. But if I only had my phone available, that's why I wanted to do the setup at the beginning, to show you that if this is all I could afford and have, I would do it 100%. So hopefully this video is a little bit more inspirational in the way that not necessarily that your phone is going to become better, but use what's available to you, and it's okay to accessorize for things that will help you out to make the content smoother. For me, adding just a variable ND filter made my phone experience a lot nicer, because it makes it feel a little bit closer to an actual camera, and being able to just rotate around and see how it'll look within the app itself to try to get the better look for more of a, I don't want to say cinematic look, but more of a realistic look that a camera would, then that's fine with me, because it'll help me stay inspired to go ahead and create with my phone, especially for the things that I would need to personally do, whether it's behind the scenes or just some, you know, filler images that I would need for my videos instead of using my camera if I don't have it with me and I would need to document something quick and efficiently. So that's basically it when it comes down to this video. Obviously, this little gadget for $50 is pretty cool. I think it's worth it when it comes down to using it whenever whenever you are gonna need something different for like better videography for your phone. So you can use the better shutter rule, especially with pairing it up with a third-party app. Because the app within the iPhone itself, you have no control whatsoever. So I would recommend trying out either the Moment app or the Blackmagic Design app. I know the Blackmagic Design one at least is fully free. I'm not 100% sure on the Moment one since I don't really use it that often anymore, and I got it when it first came out, so it could be free still, or you might have to pay for the pro features. Don't quote me on that, but at least the Blackmagic Design one, I've been using it a lot more, and it works perfectly because it records your custom LUTs on the footage if you want to, or you can leave it like in log mode so you can edit it later. But if you have any questions or things that I didn't get to cover with this little setup, please leave them down below, and I would love to help you out as much as possible to see how I can help you to feel inspired to shoot with your phone if you need to, and if that's the only access that you have to create videos with, so that you can have your masterpieces be seen by people. Because at the end of the day, what matters most is just making sure that you go ahead and create the content so you have fun and feel artistic and create those, you know, basically nice images that you have in your head come to life. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.